So I've covered on this channel before how an 11-year-old HIKARU Nakamura managed to completely destroy an expert player. However, today I found this amazing, just ridiculous game. Now it was played only a year later, so the year is 1999, HIKARU is 12 years old and is faced against Oladapo Adu, an international master from Nigeria. Now I'm sorry if that is not how you pronounce the name, but yeah, HIKARU here had the white pieces, and in this game he just started sacrificing for fun. Like, this is just completely ridiculous. You'll see what I mean in a second. But yeah, let's just get into it. So HIKARU starts the game with e4, and Oladapo replies with c5, and he goes for the Sicilian defense. Now, this is, as you probably know, one of the most common and solid openings in chess, so nothing new really. HIKARU continues with knight f3, you have d6, and now HIKARU goes for d4, and as the very aggressive 12-year-old he is, he doesn't mind having a fight, so he just straight up goes for the open Sicilian. Now we have c takes on d4, knight takes on d4, and now by miles the most popular move here is just to play knight f6, hitting this pawn, after which white replies with something like knight c3, and then it can branch out into a lot of different variations. However, here probably Oladapo wanted to go into like an offbeat path, so he played e6, which is a way less popular move. Now HIKARU continues in the same fashion, he goes knight c3, and the black replies with a6, just controlling the b5 square and also preparing the b5 push, which is usually very important in the Sicilian. Now HIKARU just continues with f4 and just makes his intentions clear if they weren't clear to begin with, because the guy just wants to control the center, develop his pieces, and really just get an attack in against this guy. Like, he's 12 years old, but he doesn't care already that he's playing an international master. Like, he's just gonna demolish whoever he faces at the board. Now black starts developing his pieces, we have knight to c6, and HIKARU continues doing the same. We have bishop to e3, overprotecting this knight, and yeah, all is well. Black continues with queen to c7, we have queen f3, and after knight to f6, HIKARU just castles queenside, he gets his king to safety, and now oh boy, are these pawns about to get rolling. So black really needs to be careful, otherwise he's just gonna get swarmed. Black continues with bishop to d7, and there they go, we have g4. And again, black needs to be very careful here, because otherwise, just g5, f5, and this guy is quite in trouble. So here first black decided to release some tension here in the center. He gets this very active HIKARU's knight. We have bishop takes on d4, and now that the c6 square has been vacated, he plays bishop to c6. However, by doing so, sure, he's getting this bishop on this very nice diagonal. However, this f6 knight is only protected by the pawn, so HIKARU takes it. We have bishop takes on f6, and after g takes on f6, the black's pawn structure is kinda damaged, and where's the black king castling to? If he castles this way, well, his house here really is just destroyed, the pawn structure is completely ruined, and if he castles queenside, it isn't really that safe with these pawns here. Also the c pawn is missing, so yeah, not ideal. So the black king is kinda stuck in the center, that's basically what HIKARU is arguing. Now HIKARU continues with f5, because since the black king is stuck in the center, he's just gonna rip things open and start attacking as soon as possible. Extremely logical stuff. Now this f5 move threatens to take the e6 pawn, and after black retakes, in the end this f6 pawn is falling, and the white queen is just infiltrating. So to this, black plays bishop to e7, just protects the f6 pawn. However, now HIKARU just plays bishop c4 and continues piling up and putting pressure on this very weak e6 pawn. Like, from now on, HIKARU literally doesn't take his foot off the pedal, he doesn't stop. But black isn't gonna stand around to be bullied as well, because he restarts his own counterattack. And there he goes, b5, oh, things are heating up. Now the bishop is forced to b3, keeping this pressure here, but black continues his push, we have b4. Knight is kinda forced to e2, but now black just plays e5 and completely shuts down the center, right? Closes everything. He was just getting murdered along this diagonal, so it makes perfect sense. Now HIKARU continues with knight e3, remaneuvering his knight, perhaps looking to infiltrate here someday. And black just continues with his thing, like, okay, you're gonna fiddle around with your knight, I'm just gonna murder your king instead. However, HIKARU doesn't really bite the bluff, and he plays king to b1, just coldly putting his king into safety, even though he's just gonna get swarmed by pawns. Again, he literally doesn't care, because after e4, you have bishop to c4, rook to c8, and HIKARU is very soon about to be demolished if he isn't careful, because here he plays b3, and he argues that everything is well defended. This b3 move is what does he say? I think he refers to this as clogging the toilet.
Let's clog the toilet here. Let's clog the toilet on the king side.
Few moments later.
Clog the toilet, yes, let's clog the toilet on the king side.
Clogging the toilet because this move here just fixes this very strong bishop on c4, and now he's not going anywhere. And with this bishop here on c4, well, good luck for black having an attack. Like, even if he takes, I'll just c takes, and yeah, even if black tries shifting his attention to the a file, well, the rook can just slide up, and yeah, black's attack is basically a goner. So this b3 move again, just clogging the toilet. But now black tries to find a way around this, and he plays queen to b7, trying to be sneaky, and playing bishop to b5, and trying to exchange this very, very strong bishop of HIKARU. Also puts pressure on the black king, so overall just a very, very amazing piece here. However, as you know, HIKARU isn't really blind, and he plays queen to e2, just stopping this bishop to b5 plan, and yeah, all is well. Black here is kind of a stubborn guy, and he plays rook to b8, really insistent in going bishop to b5. But now HIKARU doesn't care, and he plays rook h to e1, just developing his rooks, because if bishop to b5 now, well, a lot of trades are going to occur here, and in the end of the day, with these active pawns here and the superior pawn structure, HIKARU will claim that he's better in the endgame. Now black here believed HIKARU's calculations on bishop to b5, so instead he plays rook to g8, just activated his rook that wasn't really doing anything in the corner, and yeah, even though this g4 pawn is protected by the queen, if she leaves this diagonal some way, well, the pawn will just be hanging. But HIKARU just doesn't give anything to black, he just plays h3 and overprotects it. And now black doesn't really have any productive plans, he just plays queen to d7, which is kind of a weird move, I don't really see the purpose. But when we look at this position, what else can he do? Like, there aren't really any good plans for him. So he kind of just resorted to waiting. But now HIKARU plays queen to d2 and he's looking to infiltrate here. If the queen lands on h6, well, this pawn is falling, and this pawn is like the red carpet just on her way to the promotion square, and black wouldn't be able to do nothing about it. So instead, he saw this and played rook to g5, which is a very natural move, you know, just walking this diagonal. But here HIKARU just played knight h5, and this move has a very, very evil idea in mind. And what you're about to see is just ridiculous. Because here black just went back to b7 with the queen, again, kind of waiting. But here, I mean, HIKARU just exploded the game. And if you want, feel free to pause the video, because from now on, like, the game just gets, you know, boom. Okay, so I hope you found the move. There are a lot of ways to win here. For example, you can go h4, and after the rook moves, you can like infiltrate with the queen. But there's a quicker way to win. And instead of h4, HIKARU actually played the best move suggested by Stockfish. Played knight takes on f6 and just gave away the knight like it's nothing. Because after bishop takes, and bishop takes is really forced, otherwise you're just collecting the rook if the king moves. So after bishop takes, we have queen takes on d6, and now this bishop is under attack, and the bishop really just has to move because you can't really protect it. If you try queen to e7, well, every black piece is just hanging here, so that would not be fun. Instead, black tries running away with his bishop to e7, but now this very important e5 pawn falls, and now just take a look at this position. These pawns are like just about to run a marathon, and the black king is not very happy here in the center, because right now white is threatening something like queen h8, so black has to block it, he plays f6, but now the queen is entering along this diagonal. HIKARU is threatening queen f7, and because this line is blocked, that would just be mate. So the only reasonable way to stop this is rook to g7, right? Just protecting f7. But HIKARU had foreseen all of this, and here he played e5. And this move is just ridiculous, because after bishop to d7, if we take a look at this position, where is the white queen going? Like, she can't stay along this row, she can't go here or here, so she kinda has to go to d5. But if she goes to d5, just queen takes, and even if rook takes, this position is now just equal. After pawn takes, rook takes, there's nothing here. The bishop is protected. After king to d8, like, Hikaru has completely messed this up. However, as you probably guessed, Hikaru had seen this position, and here he didn't move the queen to d5. So that means he moved this queen to a square that was attacked. And here he played a very nice queen takes on f6 and sacrificed the queen. 12-year-old Hikaru literally doesn't care. And the thing is that after bishop takes queen, now the pawn retakes, and the pawn by retaken opens this rook's line, and it's a check. So the black king went to f8, protecting the rook. So after pawn takes rook, king takes rook. Hikaru has a rook and a bishop for a queen, which is generally bad, but he's banking on the fact that this black king is just defenseless. And the pieces are just on the wrong side of the board, right? If they were close to the king, it would probably be fine for black, but chess isn't a game made of ifs. So Hikaru just slides in with the rook, we have rook to e7, and after king to f6 he collects this bishop. We have rook e takes on d7. So the queen is forced to move, we have queen to e4, but now it's just a matter of time till Hikaru just coordinates these pieces and finishes off this guy stuck here. And turns out he found a way to do so in just 2 moves. Like, the guy is only 12, but he keeps on finding engine lines over and over. And here he sacrifices a pawn and plays g5. And let's take a look at black's options. If it doesn't take the pawn, he has to go to e5, but then just rook e7, and black is kind of losing his queen. So instead, black would have to take the pawn, but now just rook to g1, and black resigned here. Because again, let's take a look at these options. If the king continues going forward, I'll just rook to g4, and for example, king to h4, rook to g4 all the same, and the black queen is falling. So if the black king tries to go to f6, I'll just rook f7, king is forced to e5, and again, the queen is just gonna be lost. And if the black king goes to d8, well, just rook takes pawn, and it's just over. For example, king h6, trying to hang on to this pawn for dear life, doesn't matter. Rook to d6 check, king is forced down, but after bishop check, rook is finally coming over, and it's just a very nice ladder mate. So Hikaru's piece is just coordinating to perfection in this endgame, and black just completely stunned, never got his opportunity to convert his attack after Hikaru just clogged the toilet. But that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this crazy game played by Hikaru. We just keep sacrificing stuff like it's nothing. But it's just a gift, and he's been doing it his whole life. Like at 12, he was already better than like 99.9% of chess players. It's something unbelievable. But that's pretty much all I have to say. Hope you liked this amazing, just crazy game, and maybe learned a thing or two. So if you did, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps a ton. But catch you in the next one. Bye.